Do I want to find LCM before multiplying a fraction? What is simplification called? Is it related with equivalent fractions? How to find out a fractional quantity? Finally, which fraction I should reciprocate for division? To know answer for all these questions, let us get into the video. Great day learners. This video is for checkpoint and lower secondary students of all the boards. In this video, you are going to learn fractions operations. First, we will start with addition and subtraction of fractions. So, we are going to add or subtract the fractions. So what we have to do here, the conditions are you have to ensure the fraction is not in the mixed form. So if the fraction is in the mixed form, or else we will say this as mixed fraction, then you have to change this. It shouldn't be in the mixed form. If it is so, then you have to change it to improper fraction. Then convert the denominators to the same value by finding LCM. So what are they trying to say here? So denominator must be same. So what are the fractions that we are going to add it? That should have the same denominator. dr refers the denominator. Then next thing is we have to add the numerators. So numerator should be added. This is what the condition we have. Suppose if it is addition, we have to add it. If it is subtraction, we have to subtract it. So the first condition is if a fraction is in the form of mixed, then you have to convert it. It shouldn't be in the mixed fraction. Denominators of the proper or improper fraction must be same, which means you have to take LCM or any other method you can use, but the denominators must be same. You have to convert them into equivalent fractions. After converting them, you just have to add the numerators and denominators will remain the same. Suppose if the question is subtracting the numerators, then just subtract it. Let's go with one example. Let's start with one example. It is 3 1 by 8 plus 5 by 12. So we are just checking the first condition whether it is mixed or not. Yes, one of the fraction is mixed. So let us convert this mixed fraction to its improper. So what we will be getting here, 3 8s are denominator of 24 plus 1, it is going to be 25. So 25 by 8 plus 5 by 12. So we have completed the first rule and then we are just checking the second one. Denominator must be same, but here if you look at it's 8 and another one is 12. We need to change them, and 8 and 12 can be converted into 24 and 24 is its LCM. To change that into 24, we have to multiply the first fraction by 3 and numerator also should get multiplied. And for the second fraction, it is 12, so that to convert into 24, we have to multiply it by 2. Here also it will be 2. And what is the result we are getting? 25 into 3, we are getting it as 75 divided by 24 plus 5 to 10 divided by 24. So denominator must be same. It is satisfied. Then after that, numerator should be added or subtracted. So either you have to add or subtract. You don't need to look at the question. Either it is add, subtract or simplify. If you check the operation what has been given here, that is enough. Since they gave a plus symbol, we have to add the fractions. So if we are going to add it, then 24 is the common denominator. 75 plus 10, it is going to be 85. 85 divided by 24, but we have to change this improper fraction to mixed fraction because it is necessary. If you do that, then we are getting the answer 313 divided by 24, and that is the final simplified answer. If your board or if your teacher is accepting that improper fraction itself, maybe you can leave the step here itself. If they have asked you to write in the simplified format, it is necessary to write in the mixed fraction. Let us solve the next question. It is 2 1 by 4 minus 3 by 7. So the first work what we have to is, if we have mixed fraction, we have to convert them into improper. If it is already improper, we no need to do. But here we have one of the fraction as mixed. So if we are converting that improper, we are getting 9 by 4 minus 3 by 7. Then yes, next we have to make the two denominators same. So we are just checking that LCM of the two denominators, or what it can be converted to, being the same denominator. It is nothing but 28. So the first fraction should be multiplied with 7 and second fraction should be multiplied with 4. So for the first one, we are getting 63 divided by 28 minus 12 divided by 28. So we are just ensuring that two denominators are same. So we have to only subtract the numerators. So 63 minus 12 will be getting the answer as 51 divided by 28. As I said before, if we have got improper answer, it is necessary to convert them into mixed fraction. Uh, Maybe it is according to the decision of the board or teachers. So here we will be converting it. The answer what we are getting is 123 divided by 28 is the answer. So it is so simple. For adding or subtracting the fractions, ensure that the fraction is not in the mixed fraction. If it is, so convert them into improper. Next, the denominator must be same and numerator should be added. After converting the denominators the same, just add or subtract the numerators. Operation should happen only at numerator and the same denominator will be written. So this is what the condition. What is the condition is? So the condition is denominator must be same and the numerator should be added or subtracted. So for changing or for the operation, denominator will not get involved. The same denominator will remain and the numerator alone will be getting changed. So ensure the denominator is same and apply the operation only for the numerator. Now we are going to see the multiplication and divisions of fractions. Keep it in your mind, multiplication does not require any conditions like addition or subtraction of fraction, because in addition and subtraction we had conditions that two denominators should be same and operation should happen only at numerators. Either the addition or subtraction, that should happen only at the numerators, not in the denominators. The denominators should remain the same. Before that, it should be both fractions should have the same denominator. Then after that, it should not have any changes. And operation should happen only at numerator. Here in the multiplication, we have to multiply the both numerators and denominators. So both are going to get involved in the operation, which means in multiplication, because first we are going to see multiplication. Both the numerator and denominator are going to get involved, and we don't have any condition that denominator should be same or numerator should be same. Here whatever it is, you just multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. Let's go with one example. If we have 3 1 by 8 into 2 2 by 5, so as usual this mixed fraction is very difficult to handle with operations, so better we'll convert them into improper. So we are getting 25 by 8 multiplied by 12 divided by 5 as the fractional values. I mean improper fractions. Now what we have to do, as I said before, for multiplications, multiply the numerator by numerator and denominator by denominator. I just have written for the two fractions. If you have 3 4 5, whatever it is, just multiply all the numerators and write it in the numerator, multiply all the denominators and write it in the denominator. One simple thing what you have to keep it in your mind is you have to give your answers in the simplest form. For the simplest form, you have to simplify it. The equivalent fraction, if you have to simplify it into lowest term, so that before multiplying, if you find any common term, that can be simplified it, so that we don't want to do the work at last. It will take us for a long time. So here itself, and when you're simplifying, keep it in your mind, one numerator can be simplified with another denominator. So numerator and denominator only can be simplified. So here 1 5s are 5 and here 5 5s are 25. So they both have common factors, so that I have simplified it. Even this 8 and 12 have common factors, that is 4. So 8 can be simplified by 2 4s are 8 and 12 is 3 4s are 12. Then after simplifying it, what are the values we have in rest? That alone, if you multiply enough, and there also multiply the numerator by numerator. 5 into 3, it is going to be 15. Divide by 2 into 1, it is going to be 2. 15 by 2, so you can write this as decimal answer 7 by 0.5, or else you can even give this as mixed fraction, it is 7 1 by 2. Now we are going to see fractions division. I mean, how are we going to divide the fractions? It is so simple. So dividing fraction is nothing but just divide the, instead of dividing the second fraction, multiply the reciprocal. So multiply the reciprocal of second fraction. That you should keep it in your mind. Reciprocal of second fraction should be multiplied. For example, if you have any fraction, 2 by 5 should be divided with 4 by 8 or 4 by 6. Then what you have to do is 2 by 5 can be multiplied by 6 by 4. Instead of 4 by 6, we will be multiplying its reciprocal. It is going to be 6 by 4. And maybe if possible, we can simplify it like 1 2 2, 2 2 4, 1 2 2, then 3 2 6. Then the simplified answer 1 into 3 is 3, 5 into 1 is 5. So this is what the answer we are getting. So for dividing fraction is same as multiplication. Only one work you have to do before multiplying it. That is, you have to change the division symbol into multiplication, which means you have to change the operation from division to multiplication. Immediately, you have to change the second fraction to its reciprocal form. If it is 4 by 6, then you have to change it to 6 by 4. We'll see one another example. Suppose if you have to divide 2 1 by 4, and this you have to divide by 3 by 7, then what you have to do? First, since it is in the mixed fraction, we can convert them into improper. It is 9 by 4, and we know that division, we are not going to divide it, we are going to multiply it by what? Multiplying 3 by 7. No, it is not the second fraction, reciprocal of the second fraction, so it is nothing but 7 by 3. If possible, we can simplify it. 3 and 9 have common factors. So 1 3s are 3, 3 3s are 9. And if you multiply numerator and numerator, 3 into 7, it is 21. 4 into 1, it is 4. So 21 by 4 is the answer we are getting. So we can write it as 5 1 by 4, or else you can write in the decimal form it as 5.25. So you can keep it in your mind that always it is not, no need to be like this 9 and this 3 only should be simplified. You can see it here. Here we simplified this 1 2 sort 2 and 3 2 sort 6. So same numerator and denominator. For simplifying, one numerator and one denominator has to get involved, not the same numerator or denominator. Any numerator and denominator can get involved, like 1 2 sort 2. First 2 2 sort 4 we did, and 1 2 sort 2, then 3 2 sort 6. And after that only we have simplified it. So the next thing what we are going to see is finding fractional quantity. So in many of the questions they will be asking what is 2 by 5 of his income, 7 by 6 of that country's income. So the quantities we have to find in terms of fraction. So not as a whole, not 5 times 6 times. So we know that normally 5 times 6 times, which means we have to multiply it. Normally, if they give 2 as the value and what is its 5 times, it is 5 into 2, we will be getting the answer as 10. Here, they will be asking what is 4 by 7 of 2 kg, what is 4 by 7 of 28 kg, what is 2 by 6 of 12 kilogram. If these kind of questions, then what we have to do, even here, you have to multiply, because times are you are finding the quantity sometimes, like uh, it can be a fractional quantity, or else it can be a whole number quantity, like 2 times 3 times, whatever it is, you have to multiply it. So finding quantity of a fraction is same as multiplying fraction. So finding fractional quantity is same as multiplying the quantity, multiplying the whole quantity by, so you can write multiplying the whole quantity by the fraction. For example, if the question is find 4 by 7 of 28 kg, So we are finding how many 4 by 7 times of 28 kg. What we have to do, as I said before, simply we have to multiply the fractions. So 4 by 7 will be multiplied with 28. If you feel it 28 is a whole number, so I'm getting a bit confused. No problem. 28 can be written in the fractional form, that is 28 by 1. Now you can start simplifying it, like 1 7s are 7, 4 7s are 28, and 4 4s are 16. Divide by 1 and 1 1, and if denominator is 1 we can leave it. We'll be writing the answer as 16 kg. So that's it. If you are finding fractional quantity, it is so simple, just multiply the fraction with the whole quantity. So this is what you have to do it. And since you learned how to multiply a fraction, this is going to be very easy. So next important topic of fraction is comparing fractions. So you will get two fractions and you have to compare and say which fraction is higher. If it is just normal number 28 or 27, we can easily say 28 is bigger, 27 or 56 is bigger. If it is going to be the fraction with the different denominators, it is going to be very difficult, because fraction refers that for 7 times. So if we have totally 7 parts, how many parts that numerator occurs? So numerator is what saying that how much we are going to compare it. And if the two denominators are same, so we can compare it easily. Here we have 4 parts and here we have 3 parts, so that we can compare and say this is bigger. Suppose if it is not, then what we have to do? Yes, let us make the denominator same, how we did for addition and subtraction of fractions. So if you have two different denominators, make them into same denominator, then just compare the numerators. So for addition, subtraction, after that the comparing fraction also involving only in the numerator and requires the same denominator. For example, if you have to compare 4 by 7 and 4 by 8, which is bigger? What you have to do, it is so simple, just check which they have a same denominator or different. Yes, it is obviously different. So to convert it, what you will be doing, you will be finding LCM or you will be multiplying it. Yes, let's do it. So here we have to multiply by 8 and 8, and here we have to multiply by 7 and 7. After multiplying it, we are getting the fraction. It is 32 divided by 56 and 28 divided by 56. Now, as it is very easy to compare, both of them are 56. So in both the plates we have 56 pieces, and in one has 32 pieces and another one has only 28 pieces. So which is bigger? Yes, obviously this is bigger. So this is how we are going to make the decisions when you are going to compare it. So even for comparison, the denominator should be same and numerator should be compared. So not only for this, if what are the other operations, we'll be using the same condition. Denominator should be same and numerator should be compared or added or subtracted. So by using the same recipe, we can find these three things. We can compare the fractions, we can add the fractions, we can subtract the fractions, but we can do only the numerator and ensure that denominator is same. So the next thing what we are going to see is equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions are nothing but the resultant fractions after multiplying both numerator and denominator by the same number. We did this just before. So to compare 4 by 7 and 4 by 8, we made them into its equivalent fractions. What is that? We multiplied both numerator and denominator. So say same fraction we have converted to its equivalent fraction by multiplying 8 and 8. And here we multiplied it by 7 and 7, and we got one resultant fraction as 28 by 56, and here 32 by 56. So this is one good example for equivalent fractions. So for comparing, adding, subtracting, we'll be multiplying both numerator and denominator by one other number, so that we'll be getting a new fraction. That fraction is equivalent fraction. Actually this is not same, but it has some it is equivalent to the previous fraction. So this is what equivalent fraction is. If any numerator and denominator is getting multiplied by the same number, and so that new fraction is getting evolved, that new fraction will be called as equivalent fractions. For example, if I'm starting with 2 by 7 as the fraction, this is same as if I multiply both the numerator and denominator by 2, so that I will be getting 4 and 14, then 6 and 21, 8 and 24, then suppose if I'm multiplying by 5, I will be getting 10 and 35. So I have multiplied it by 2, 3, 4 and 5, so that I'm getting different fractions. These fractions all are equivalent fractions. If you simplify the equivalent fraction to its lowest term, then finally you'll be getting this 2 by 7, which numerator and denominator have no common factor. But if you see here, numerator and denominator have 2 as common factor, and if you simplify it, you'll be getting 2 by 7. So it is simple. What is equivalent fraction is multiplying both the numerator and denominator by the same number is what equivalent fraction. And that's it. Actually, we have completed all the in operations which will be involving in the fractions. Let us conclude it. Let me consolidate all the learnings now. So addition, subtraction, comparison, they have common in them. That is, we will be writing the same denominator and numerator alone. Numerator 1 star, numerator 2 star, numerator 3 star. It can be 3 or 4 or 5. It can be anything, but it should be more than 1. At least 2 should be there for adding it, subtracting it, or comparing. The thing is, you should have the same denominator. If you don't have the same denominator, convert them to the same denominator and just apply the operations only to the numerators. If you want to add it, add the numerators, subtract it, subtract the numerators, compare. For the comparison, you have to compare the numerators, not the denominator. Even after adding it or subtracting it or comparing it, you have to write the same denominator in the denominator. Denominator should not have any change, but before that they should be same. If they are same, then it can remain until the problem gets over and the numerator alone will get involved in the operation. So in simple words, we can say make the denominator same and add it the numerators. Add the numerators or subtract the numerators. And here I'm wishing to connect this equivalent fraction here. What is equivalent fraction is? Equivalent fraction is nothing but multiplying both the numerator and denominator by the same number. So are we doing any of this in this first work? Yes, we are doing it. Since I said if the denominators are different, we have to convert them to the same denominator. At the time, we are not only changing the denominator, we are multiplying and by the same number for both the numerator and denominator. Suppose you have 5 by 8 and 2 by 7 or 2 by 6. So to convert to the same denominator, what we are doing, we are multiplying by 3. So 8 into 3, the same time numerator also should get multiplied. And here if I'm multiplying by 4 for the denominator, the numerator also should do. In the final result, I will be getting 15 by 24 and 8 by 24. We can see that 24, 24. So same denominator. We can add now, we can subtract now, we can compare now. But what we are going to do, we are going to apply the operation only to the numerators. But before that, what are we doing? We are multiplying both numerator and denominator by the same number. That is nothing but equivalent fractions. So the 5 by 8 has been converted into 15 by 24. 2 by 6 has been converted into 8 by 24. So that is what equivalent fraction is. We'll go to the next one, that is multiplication or division. So for multiplication or division, we don't have any condition and we are not going to show the partiality like addition or subtraction. We will be multiplying both numerator and denominator. So numerator 1 will be getting multiplied with numerator 2 and denominator 1 will be getting multiplied with the denominator 2 and we'll be writing that answer as a final fraction. Numerator and numerator will be multiplied and written in the numerator. Denominator and denominator will be getting multiplied and written in the denominator. If possible, to make our work easier and to give the final answer in the simplest form, we will be simplifying numerator and denominator, or this numerator and this denominator can get simplified. So we'll be simplifying it and we'll be writing the answer. Even after simplifying it, we should multiply. So this is 1 into 7 and 2 into 4. So 1 into 7, 7, 2 into 4, 8. So there also, after simplifying it, also we are multiplying it and we are getting the answer. That's what multiplication is. Division is a small work you have to do before multiplication. That is, instead of dividing, you have to multiply the reciprocal. Division is nothing but multiply the reciprocal. That is what division is. So that's how we can connect division and multiplication. Division is nothing but multiplying the reciprocal. You have one fraction that is 5 by 8 and you have to divide this by 2 by 6. Instead of that, what you have to do, you have to multiply 5 by 8 with the reciprocal of the second fraction, it is 6 by 2. Then that's it. If possible, simplify, multiply, whatever the things you will be doing for multiplication, just apply it so that your answer will get over. And now how I have connected this equivalent fractions with this first set of operation, in the same way I wish to connect this finding fractional quantity with this multiplication. Finding fractional quantity is nothing but multiplying the quantity with the fraction. So if it is 2 by 7 of 42 kg or $42, so if I had to find out what is 2 by 7 of 42, or what is 7 times of 42, what is 6 times of 42, as simple as that, just multiply the number with the quantity, or if it's a fractional, multiply the fraction with quantity. At the time, for avoiding the confusions, the whole quantity can be written as 42 by 1 so that it will be getting into the form of fraction, and now you will not have any issues or any doubts. You'll be multiplying these fractions, and 1 7s at 7 and 6 7s at 42, 2 into 6 12, 1 into 1 1, 12 by 1 it is $12 or whatever the units given that you can write it. So finding fractional quantity, multiplication, division, this is one family. Addition, subtraction, comparison and equivalent fraction, they are all one family. We should not mingle it. For multiplication, we no need to change to any other form. Only thing is, mixed fraction, we will not use it for any of the operation, that will be changing into improper. Other than that, we won't be changing anything. But in addition and subtraction and comparison, we have certain rules that denominator should be same and apply the operations in the numerator. Thanks for watching. Suggest the topics for the next videos and comment your doubts. Also share the channel with your friends. Thank you.